Pearl. Who's better?
Hi everyone.
I love you.
Thank you. Welcome to Lightkeeper. My name is Labusch. I am the writer and director of this play. Can I just say, I didn't even think we were gonna fully fill up tonight, so the fact that we're beyond maximum capacity, thank you all so much for being here. It truly means the absolute world to me. So a couple of things before we start. Please take this time to silence your cell phones. We have already had wonderful photographs taken, and we are recording this evening, so there's no need for you to have them on. It's distracting to the performers as well as your fellow audience members. In the event of an emergency, the exits are the way you came in, and also up these stairs and out to the left. Speaking of up those stairs and out to the left, because we are sharing the space with the Martha Hill Dance Concert tonight, that is how everyone will be exiting this evening, unless you have a mobility issue, in which case you are welcome to exit the way you came in. Yeah. Okay. I believe that is everything. Thank you once again to my incredible actors. And without further ado, please enjoy the show. Lightkeeper by Labusch. Scene 1. Music. The ground floor of the lighthouse. There is a spiral staircase in the room's center. When the lantern above is lit, a dull glow can be seen from here. It's too much space for one person. Camden enters, an unseen memory. The music and the glow of the lantern subside as the grandfather clock chimes, waking Deán.
Camden! Camden, are you awake? Camden, will you please come down here? Please.
Good morning.
I bring the supplies in the afternoon.
What is this?
Telegram.
Oh, no, this can't be right. This isn't, no.
It's not Lighthouse?
No, it is, but...
They tell me bring to Lighthouse. That is problem you tell them.
You hear the sounds of the ocean outside as Deán grows unsteady. It gets louder and louder as the closed envelope taunts him to open it.
Not today. Camden!
Happy birthday, Deán!
You remembered?
Of course.
Oh my God, it's so good to see you. Where have you been?
I'm here now, isn't that what matters?
Well, yes, but it's been so long. Never mind, you must have so many stories.
Oh, you don't want me to bore you with that.
What do you mean? Of course I do. We used to make up stories all the time. Of course I want to hear the real ones.
It's nice to see nothing's changed around here.
Plenty's changed. It really hasn't been the same without you and your parents. Less bright. But you're here. You're right. You're here. Can I get you anything? Where's your jacket? You gotta be freezing. Here.
I'm fine.
You sure? I swear, sometimes I sleep up in the lantern room and I'm still
I'm
shivering.
okay, really. You're such a worrier, Deán.
I guess so. Here, let's sit. You must be exhausted.
I'm a little tired, yeah, but not that tired.
No, never. It was always hell getting you to bed.
God, I was a little shit, wasn't I?
I wouldn't go that far, but your dimples got you out of more trouble than I think you realize. I would have killed for those at your age. You're here to stay, right?
As long as you'll have me.
It was your house first. Were you happy out on your own? I mean,
Yes, I was. There was so much, just so much, you know, more than we could ever have imagined. More than you could put into words. You know, I loved it here, but it's small.
that's good. Good. I just found your note on my desk.
Oh,
It's been a long time since I looked at it. You know, I've spent so much time thinking about what I could have done differently. I really miss you, Jay.
I miss you too. I'm sorry. I hope you can forgive me. I hope you're not too angry with me. I know I said some pretty harsh things
You
that.
have nothing to apologize for. It was my fault. Just take me with you next time, all right? I only want to help.
I know. Have you got anything planned for today?
No.
Nothing? Deán, this is your 4th birthday alone in a row.
It's been 4 years.
Why don't you go out and do something? Go sailing, take a walk, whatever you want.
And what if I want to stay inside?
Oh, come on, you do that every day. Why don't you go get yourself something in town?
4 years. You're 19 now.
Yes.
My God, 19. Shit, you don't look like this anymore.
Probably not.
I don't know what you look like anymore.
Camden, you're home.
Mom? Dad?
Mrs. Dreck,
We missed you terribly, sweetheart.
Sorry it took us so long.
are you two okay?
Yes, we walked out, it would seem.
That's amazing. How come you stopped
But
running?
Deán, there will be time for that later. Be much sunnier things to discuss. Wouldn't you agree?
Right, of course. Welcome home. Is there anything I can get for you? Where are your bags?
We can handle that ourselves, dear. Thank you, though.
Can't believe this.
Didn't we tell you we'd be together again someday?
Is this really it? Are we all together again?
Yes, Deán.
Don't do that to me.
Do what, Deán?
You know. Why do you have to look at me like that? You know I can't touch you. You'll fade away.
We're happy to keep pretending.
If that's what you wish.
I'm not pretending.
Then come here, Deán.
No,
We miss
stop!
you.
You're gonna break this. Why did you have to go?
You can't blame me.
I don't.
I had my reasons.
I know you did.
And if I could be here right now, I would.
Right. Fine. Let's pretend.
We should celebrate.
Yes. I'll see what I have to make for dinner. We'll have a fire. I might even still have some champagne. Camden, you can light the lantern tonight.
Will there be ships tonight?
Who cares? We'll do it anyway. As long as that's all right with you, Mr. Dreck.
Well, I don't see why not. We've got the oil for it, haven't we?
I've missed it. I've missed everything.
I tried to keep everything just as it was for you.
You've done a wonderful job.
I wanted you to have something familiar to come home to.
Thoughtful.
What have you been drawing, Deán?
Oh, not much.
That's okay. There's got to be something you haven't shown me.
Yeah, sure. Let me check. See what I have.
Come on, let's see.
This one's not very good. Let me find something better.
Oh, I'm sure it's fine. What is it?
No, it's nothing.
It's not nothing.
It's nothing.
You can't lie to me. I'm your imagination.
We're pretending, right? That you're here. That's what I want to do for my birthday. I want to pretend that you are here. Your missing persons poster. It's the last thing I draw since you left. Happy?
Hey, it's not bad.
Thanks.
You put up posters for him.
Of course I did. I said I'd take care of him, didn't I? I had to find him before you came home.
If we ever came back.
I told Camden that you would.
And that makes it true?
Miracles happen every day or something, right? Isn't that a saying? Something like that?
Not bad indeed. It looks just like him.
Only I don't look like this anymore. What else have you been up to? Hey, what's with the silent treatment?
Just stop, please.
Shall we try him later?
If his mind can leave him alone that long.
The real DeVries would never speak to me like that. You're not doing a very good job.
And whose fault is that?
Might be a good time to step outside, get some fresh air.
Out! All of you!
All right. All right.
No need to get upset, Deán. Try again some other time.
I think he would have liked your posters.
Go away. You can come back when you're better, Camden.
Fair enough. But you're the only one that can make me that way. Happy birthday, Deán.
This was always your favorite spot. I remember when you were little, you would sit here and look up at me in the lantern room, watching me as I lit it before bed. You were too scared to get too close, afraid you would get burned somehow.
The stars descend, a warm, gentle glow from the lantern above. The music lifts, a sweet memory.
But you know I would never let that happen.
I know, but it could still happen by accident. I'll just watch.
From all the way down there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I tried to do my best to make it a show.
The lantern flares softly.
And then your father would say,
All right, Camden, it's time for bed.
But I want to watch the ships with Deán.
and then your mother.
There really isn't much to see. Camden, they're just old fishing boats.
No, Emmy said there's going to be warships tonight, and I want to see.
Why would you want to bother with a silly thing like that?
It's not as exciting as you think.
It would be more exciting if I got to stay up with you.
This war isn't a game, Camden. It's not exciting.
Darling? Camden, you need to rest. You have school tomorrow.
I don't need school. All they do is say, sit still and be quiet.
Yeah, they used to tell me that in school all the time too. It's annoying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tell you what, if you go to bed now, and you go to school tomorrow, and you can come home and tell me one thing that you learned, you can stay up a little bit later with me on the weekend. All right, Blue Jay?
Fine.
Hold on. Aren't you forgetting something, Cam?
I love you, Papa.
Love you too, kid.
Aww. I love you, Mama.
I love you too.
I hope that was okay.
Hey, if it gets him into bed.
You've done it again, Deán.
And then they'd wish me good night and head for their room.
I'd stay in my tower, stay in the tower for my shift. But before I knew it,
Camden, what are you doing up here?
You're not going to tell me, are you?
No, I won't tell. But you better keep quiet. Captain Blue Jay, they say there's monsters in these waters.
Ready the cannon!
Monsters, remember?
Ready the cannons.
Aye, aye. You'd sit on my shoulders as we'd watch the ship stop. Careful not to get too close to the light. We'd make up stories of ghosts and pirates crashing onto our shores, each one crazier than the last.
Deán,
Aye, Captain.
why do you call Mama and Papa by their names?
Oh, well, your parents hired me. I work for them, so the appropriate thing to call someone you work for is Mr. and Mrs.
But you're supposed to call your parents Mama and Papa, silly.
Oh, Camden, your parents aren't my parents.
They're not?
No, my Wait, did you think we were brothers? Oh, I had no idea.
Well, that's okay. We can still be brothers, can't we?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, well, full speed ahead!
Aye, Captain! I would find old stacks of paper and teach you how to fold them into stars. We'd make our own little night sky in the lantern room. Look, this one's a comet. Make a wish. And then I'd make sure you were back in bed by midnight.
He was holding this in his sleep. Where do you think he got it from?
Beats me. Every year, you would get one step closer to the lantern room as your fears grew smaller and smaller. Until finally, you were ready to light the lantern yourself.
The light is swept by a bright beam. Little Camden is replaced by Camden.
I'll never forget how proud of you I am. Was. Still am.
Dan? Would you come here a moment?
The sound of rain against the window as the lantern gives a quiet glow.
Is everything all right?
I'm afraid not.
That's the night your father was drafted to join the war effort, and your mother was selected to join the army as a nurse. As lighthouse keepers, they'd avoided it for years. Their job was too important, but when the army found out, they had me to stand in their place.
Don't be silly, Deán. It's not your fault.
I was only meant to be temporary, to help the lighthouse after Camden was born.
How are we to know you'd be such a perfect fit around here?
I'll leave. I'll find another job in town.
Deán,
That way you can stay with him.
this is your home too, Deán. No one's forcing you out. You'll take care of him, won't you?
Yes, of course.
How are we going to tell him?
I'm sure he'll understand. At least I thought you would.
You're leaving?
Camden?
Mom. Dad, please, you can't go!
Sorry, Camden.
We'll write you letters.
No,
We love you, son.
I love you too.
You lit the lantern with me every night after they left. You couldn't take your eyes off the water.
Is that their ship over there?
I don't think so.
Are you sure it looks just like it?
It's only been 3 months, Camden.
Rebecca's father just came home, and Jonah's too. People are starting to come home now.
And how long were they gone?
2 years.
Time passes.
Every week, we would hear cheers from the town. Another soldier returning safely. But the war itself was still raging. And soon enough, we heard a funeral procession for every other fanfare. Hey, I made some cookies if you want to come downstairs.
What?
I said I made some cookies.
I'm all right, thanks.
I tried to keep up our little games, but you didn't want to play.
How could they leave me?
They didn't have a choice. You know that if they did, they would never have gone.
If you weren't here. Sorry. That wasn't fair. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're probably right.
But I'm glad you're here.
Your parents are fighting every day to make it back to you, Camden.
What if they don't? Hattie's mother just died, and Oliver's parents, their entire fleet.
Let's try not to think about that.
What if they don't have a choice?
It's going to be all right.
I can't. I don't know what I'd do with myself if anything. I need them.
I know. And you know that if it were up to me, they'd be walking through that door right now.
I love you, Deán.
I love you too.
You won't go anywhere, right?
Never. I promise.
I thought things would get easier. We just needed to create a new routine. But after a few months, the letters stopped coming. You stopped eating. I could see things falling apart, and I would have done anything to keep you together. Hey, where are you going?
I was going for a walk.
Are you sneaking out?
I mean, to go on a walk, yeah.
Come on, let's go to bed.
I'll go later.
Camden.
I want to go on a walk.
All right, fine. I'll come with you.
No, I need to be alone.
Well, okay, I'm not comfortable with you going out on your own right now.
Why not? I'm not gonna fall in.
Camden, look, your choices right now are either to go to bed or to go on a walk with me.
Are you serious?
I don't want you out at night by yourself.
I'm not a baby.
I never said that.
You don't need to.
Look, it's not that I don't trust you. It's not good to isolate yourself.
I need to be alone sometimes, okay?
I know it feels.
You
that
weren't
way.
listening.
Camden, I know it's hard. Believe me, I just want to be there for you.
I don't need you breathing down my neck all the time, trying to make me feel better.
Blue Jay, come here.
No! A hug isn't going to just magically fix everything. My parents could be dead.
No.
I feel like shit. Please, just let me feel like shit.
No. Come on, we need to keep our hopes up. We need to.
God, shut up! Nothing is going to magically make this better.
Go to bed, Camden.
No.
I'm not asking! I'm sorry.
Stop.
Be careful around the tide. Okay?
Yeah, see you tomorrow.
This note was on my table the next morning. I'm sorry. I love you, but I have to find them. The entire town searched for you for weeks, but you were gone. We spent years pretending to be stowaways on the high seas. I guess I just never thought you'd go without me. The war has been over for almost a year. I can't even remember when it started, let alone why it started. And then it was finished, with hardly anyone around to celebrate. The world is quiet. You still haven't come home, and I've been watching all of the ships coming in since the declaration. There aren't half as many as there used to be. And they all look so familiar, but the one that I'm looking for still hasn't shown up. I know you had your reasons, and if you could be here right now, you would. But in the meantime, someone has to look after the lighthouse.
The grandfather clock chimes. The lantern is off, and the stars are gone.
Miracles happen every day, or something.
Scene 2, a few hours later.
Hello?
There you are!
Sybil?
Long time no see, huh?
I know you're not really here.
And?
It's good to see you. Are you going to tell me to go outside too?
No. I was never really a fan either. I'm just visiting.
Whatever became of you?
I don't know. You could always write me a letter and find out. I did give you my address before I left.
It's been too long for that.
I'd be happy to hear from you.
I mean, is it even the same address? Somehow I can't imagine you still living with your parents. I'm sure you're some famous poet by now or something.
Only one way to find out.
Look, I don't know why I never wrote you.
You were envious, Deán.
I didn't want to be envious, though. I was happy for you.
It's alright. I'd find it odd if a kid in your shoes wasn't, at least a little.
I shouldn't have stopped talking to you over it. You probably hate me now.
Deán, it's easy to let a bridge burn, but no one is stopping you.
Okay,
Just-
okay. I get it. Look, I'm sure I don't even have the address anymore. Look, I can't find anything in this.
The music creeps in. The stars are pulsating. A chilling memory. The beacon of the lighthouse is slowly rotating around with its cold beam.
What do you think you're doing in here? You know this room is off limits. There's no use in hiding, Dreck. I have eyes in the back of my head. Get up! What do you have to say for yourself? Snooping around in my office like this.
I'm sorry.
Look at who you're talking to, boy.
I'm sorry, Miss Marguerite. I was just looking for something.
Oh, and what would that be?
It was,
Well,
I was looking for something for my parents.
your parents, you say?
You wouldn't tell me anything about them, so I wanted to see if I could find out why they left me here, or who they
You
are.
foolish boy! I was doing you a kindness. I didn't tell you about your parents because there is nothing to tell. They left you. They left you on our doorstep. There was no letter, no name, nothing. They didn't want you. There's no point in searching for them. Who puts a roof over your head?
You.
And who makes sure you're fed and clean?
You.
That's right. I'm all any of you children have. Now what do you say?
Thank you, Miss Marguerite.
You're very welcome. Now, off you go.
But
But what, Dreck? Do you insist on testing my patience after everything I've done for you?
No, I just...
I swear, if you enter my office without permission again, I swear!
No!
Hey! Catch me if you can, you old bitch.
Why?
Hey, are you okay?
Yeah.
My name's Sybil. What's yours?
You protected me from then on.
Hang on, over here.
All right, children, open up your books to chapter 2. Today we will be starting our multiplication tables.
You sat next to me during every meal and every class.
Draw me something.
And if Miss Marguerite ever had her eye on me,
Dreck, can you repeat what I just said? Or were you too busy daydreaming again?
you would take the fall.
Maybe you were just too boring.
I have had just about enough of you, Sybil. In the hallway, now!
Hey! You don't have to do that.
I can take it.
And you meant it, too. I was much bigger than you, but I could never stand quite as tall. Nothing ever seemed to scare you. Did she hit you?
No, she knows it doesn't work on me.
Everything about you. I just couldn't believe it. You never got nightmares. You never cried when you scraped your knee. There were hundreds of us in that orphanage. But you made sure your voice was heard. You commanded respect in a place where there was none.
Why does Miss Marguerite call you Dreck?
My parents didn't leave me a last name, so she gave me one. I think it means mud.
She could have named you anything and she picked Mud.
Well, she doesn't like me.
Doesn't that make you mad?
Huh?
Well, she's supposed to take care of us.
Well, she does.
Yeah, she feeds us, but she doesn't actually care about us. It's not the same thing.
What do you mean?
Well, there's a difference. I don't remember that much about my parents, but it's like I can feel them when I see it, or when I feel that someone cares. You're not supposed to be scared of her. At the orphanage I was in before, they would tuck us into bed and read us stories, and they kiss us goodnight.
Well, that sounds nice, but they closed it down. Miss Marguerite's just doing what God tells her to do.
God told me to hit you, I wouldn't do it.
But you have to.
What does God tell you to do?
But nothing.
Oh. I guess you don't have to do anything then.
I don't think that's...
You haven't done anything wrong. Why shouldn't she like you?
No one likes me.
I like you. Well, not like that, but yeah. You're not Mud.
I felt I had to figure out why you chose me. What made me worthy of your kindness. It took me some time, but I must have been 7 or 8. I realized I didn't remember my mother's face. Anytime I heard stories about mothers or comfort or God, I saw you. You were an angel. You weren't some orphan like the rest of us. You're an angel sent here by God to protect me. Miss Marguerite always told us that
You are the children that God decided wasn't worth his time.
you were here for me. So maybe she didn't know everything.
I didn't quite know how to pray. The praying they taught us to do never brought me anything but sore knees, but I did the best I could.
What's this?
It's a star.
Did you make it? Oh my gosh, Deán, it's beautiful. Can you make more?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I made you a star every day for 2 weeks. Those are my little prayers to you. My thank yous. Until...
Deán, I don't have room for any more of these.
Oh.
But when I get adopted, I'm gonna hang them all up on my ceiling like a little sky.
I didn't like that you said when, and not if. I didn't like the thought of you leaving, but I told myself to stop thinking that. That was an awful thing to think. You deserved a home just as much as any of us.
Sybil, Mr. and Mrs. Morrison are here to meet with you again.
I didn't want to be envious.
Sybil is one of our most wonderful children. I would be so sorry to see her go. Yes, but I'm sure she would be much happier in your loving home.
Well, we would certainly hope so.
Sybil, we've been praying for a child all our lives. After our last few meetings, we just couldn't stop thinking about you. We think you'd be a perfect fit for our family.
You mean it?
Of course we do. We promise to do everything in our power to make the rest of your days as happy as they can be. We'll make sure of it. If you would do us the honor of becoming our daughter.
Yes?
Thank you.
No need to thank us, darling.
Can I ask you something?
Of course.
I don't know if you got the chance to meet with him, but my friend Deán has been here even longer than I have. He's very quiet, but he's very sweet, and I would have no problem sharing a room with him if you
I think we did meet Deán. Yeah.
Yes, briefly. He seems like a very nice boy.
But I'm afraid we just don't have the money for any more children under our roof. Our business has taken a bit of hit since the war started. Believe me, if it were up to us, we would gladly take in more of you. I'm sorry, sweetheart.
I understand. Maybe you know someone that might take him then?
Oh, well, we'll certainly ask around. It's very kind.
Thank you, Mr. Morrison. Or, sorry, Dad.
If you two will come with me, you can sign the papers while she gets packed.
Deán, did you hear that? The Morrisons are adopting me.
I'm so happy for you, Sybil.
No, Sybil Morrison. I think it has an X ring to it, don't you think?
Yeah, it suits you.
Hey, is something wrong?
No, I'm fine. I'm gonna miss you.
I'll miss you too, but here. We can write each other letters, and maybe you can come visit me sometime.
Wow, that's far.
I know.
I don't want you to leave. Sorry, I should.
Deán. No, I'm sorry.
Don't be. This is good for you. You deserve it. I met with the Morrisons the last time they were here, and they're perfect for you.
Thanks.
You trust them?
I do.
You can feel it?
Yes. This is right. It'll happen for you too someday.
I don't know.
I do. You'll know it when the time comes. You're going to be okay. Chin up, all right?
For a moment, hope is a real, tangible thing, and it is here.
Thank you.
Oh?
Well, till next time.
Wait. Thank you.
Don't mention it.
Sybil, are you ready, dear?
Coming.
The stars disappear. The lantern goes out with music as reality sets in.
It looked right, seeing you walk away with them. You were their missing piece, and you were finally in your place, but you were gone.
I'm not an angel, Deán. I'm a person. I cried sometimes. I got lonely. You saw it. I'm just a kid who got lucky.
You can't tell me you weren't special, Sybil.
Oh, come on now. I never said that. But you know what made me special besides, well, I changed my world. I was alone, but I didn't want to be. So I took my life into my own hands and made sure I was noticed. I took care of myself.
Did you ever hang up all those stars?
I don't know. Did I ever break a promise?
You can hear the ocean outside. The sound should intimidate. Even calm waters roar. Deán, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go into town for a little bit.
What? You can't go?
But you said that.
You said you'd look after the lighthouse.
You promised.
I know. I'll be right back.
Deán, I'm scared.
No, it's all right.
You have to wait for me. I'm coming home.
When?
He needs you now, Deán. You're all he has.
I thought we were
No.
brothers.
What if he comes home and this place is just empty?
No.
Deán, where are you? I can't see you.
You're really gonna put him through that after everything he's been
What
through?
about our story?
How could you be so heartless?
Deán, it's so cold in here.
You think anyone out there will pay you any mind?
I'm dead, Deán.
No.
There's a hole in my head or in my chest, and I'm bleeding, and I can feel it, and it won't stop.
Wait, you think anyone in that town even remembers your name?
Deán, where are the stars? Where did the stars go?
The tidal wave stops.
The war is over. You're 19. I'm why you left in the first place, right?
I'm sorry, Deán. Please don't
I
leave.
know I messed up. I'll never go away again. I promise. Just please don't go.
I-
I'll be so lonely without you.
Okay, fine, right here, Blue Jay. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. Please don't leave me.
Scene 3. It's afternoon now.
You remember how you used to take me sailing when I was little? You put me up on your shoulders just as the wind picked up, like I was flying. That was fun.
You're being a bad Camden again.
Because I think you should go outside.
There's nothing for me outside.
Sure there is.
Like what?
Who's that?
The man who delivers my supplies. His name's Peter.
Oh, what happened to Augie?
Oh, he was drafted the year after you left. The day he was supposed to go, no one could find him. Hi. Thanks.
You fix telegram problem?
Oh, yes, no problem.
What telegram?
It's nothing.
So, Peter, do you ever say anything else to him?
He doesn't really speak English. He doesn't want anything to do with me, anyway.
What makes you say that?
I don't know, sometimes you can just tell when people don't want to bother with you.
What are you afraid of? You know, I'm only saying this because I care about you, right?
I'll be all right. It's my job to take care of you. I'm losing it, aren't I? I guess I'm out of practice. Are you the fox that I found behind St. Philomena's? I thought you looked familiar. You know, I used to think that I was good at taking care of you. You had me thinking that I was going to do that for the rest of my life.
The stars appear along with music. The lantern is like moonlight, a soft memory.
Miss Marguerite had just called us all inside, and I was about to go when... Hello? Hey, it's okay. Are you hurt? It's all right. It's all right.
Deán, what are you doing?
I'll be there in a second.
Is that a fox?
I don't want Miss Marguerite to find out.
Okay.
I think something's wrong with it. Can you cover for me?
Uh-huh.
I'll be right back, okay?
I think on any other day, I would have been scared to death at the sight of you. I don't know what made me stop, but I guess I knew somehow that you were like me. You needed a friend.
I'm gonna be in so much trouble if Miss Marguerite catches me out here, so you better eat up. I swear, it's not that bad. Oh.
The fox starts to eat.
I thought maybe I could hide you in my closet with some blankets, so you wouldn't have to stay out in the cold, but I could already hear Miss Marguerite yelling at me. I don't think she would actually hurt you, but I couldn't risk it. At the time, I kicked myself for being too scared to break the rules. But you didn't seem to mind. You probably wouldn't have liked it in the closet anyway. And you crawled into my lap. And I was going to move you, but you fell asleep. So I stayed there all night. I wish, God, if you're hearing this, I just want to try something, okay? Because I know you don't care about me. Miss Marguerite says I should speak with you anyway. But you never really answered me. So I'm talking with the stars, if that's okay. If you happen to be listening, that's fine, but I want to talk to them. I want to see if they'll help me. I wish for this fox to live, and I also wish to have a family someday. Thank you. And yeah, Miss Marguerite hit me in front of everyone when I was late to breakfast the next morning, but my wish came true. You were still here. There was something about feeling such a small heartbeat against my chest. Something about that warmth was addicting. I would have repeated that night for years if I had to. Even if I was black and blue from frostbite and Miss Marguerite, it would have been worth it. But then your strength returned. And you were gone.
The music stars and lanterns fade out.
That night showed me that the stars were real. They were something I could see and rely on. I felt like they were trying to protect the two of us, as silly as that sounds. We didn't spend much time together, but it was an honor taking care of you, friend. You made me realize that that's what I am meant to be doing.
You've always taken such care of others. What?
Shit, I really am losing it.
You still believe that?
Well, you're talking somehow, so...
No. I mean, do you still believe that's what you're meant to take care? Is that what you were put on this earth to do?
I don't know, I guess so. I mean, I was making a difference. It felt good.
Does it still feel good?
Well, I mean, I haven't exactly had anyone to take care of in a while.
Oh, sure
so.
you do. That's why you don't leave the lighthouse. One of the reasons, anyway. All the people down there, the boats, they need you. You take such good care of them. You've been doing it for years. You've practically carried us through this war, and your reward for such loyalty is a quiet place to waste away. Does it still feel good?
guess I stopped thinking about that after a while. It's not like I know any of them. I've never seen their faces.
They never say thank you.
I mean, neither did you. If this is how I find out that you've been able to talk this whole time.
Still feel good. Do you still feel like you're making a difference?
It doesn't feel bad.
Doesn't feel like anything. Nothing feels like anything anymore. Not here.
How do I get this to stop?
What?
This, all of this, all these memories. I don't want to think about them anymore.
You want to forget?
No, I just want them to stop haunting me.
Is there a difference?
God, yes, just stop, please.
You don't really want me to go.
Yes, I do.
You don't want to be alone.
No, I don't, but I am alone. There's no changing that. You're not real. If I were to reach out and touch you right now, you'd disappear.
So, why don't you? Go ahead. Send me away. Be alone.
Scene 4. It is early evening.
Hey, you always told me Sybil and I would have gotten along. So Deán used to tell me you were a writer.
It was more of a hobby when I knew him, but I could have gone forward with it if you asked him. And you?
Oh, I was one of those kids who wanted to do everything. When you're cooped up in a place like this, your mind tends to wander. Deán and I used to talk about being pirates.
Sorry. It's just, it's hard to imagine you. Oh, come on, Deán, I'm teasing.
You know, Deán, I don't think you ever told me what you wanted to do.
Oh, did he not tell you about the foxes?
I think so, yeah. He mentioned it a few times when I was little.
I thought it was so sweet.
Have you ever seen his drawings?
I saw some sketches. We weren't really allowed at the orphanage.
Oh, Deán's the best artist I know.
Did he ever make you those paper stars?
All the time.
All right, both of you. You know it's rude to talk about someone when they're in the room.
I'm older than you, buddy.
Since you both love your lives so much, why don't you just go before you miss the sunset?
Hey, you never answered me earlier. What are you afraid of?
You're my imagination, shouldn't you know?
I want to hear it.
I don't want to say it.
Oh, come on, Deán. Nothing out there is going to hurt you. And my parents are dead. It's not like they'd be mad at you for leaving.
You don't know that. Wait, no.
What's this then?
Don't know. I haven't opened it.
Isn't an answer better than nothing? It might not be what you want to hear, but at least you'll be free.
At a certain point, you have to admit you aren't just doing this for me, Deán. It was never just about taking care of me. If they were alive, they'd be back by now.
Not if they found you.
You don't think so?
Your parents were very good to me, Camden. But they weren't my parents. I knew where I stood. You were their pride and joy. I was a hired help. And I don't hold that against them. They treated me far better than I expected.
But we were a family, weren't we? Didn't you get what you wished for?
I was not their son. Why should they come back for me?
Because you deserve that much? You really think they'd let you believe they were dead all this time?
I don't want them to be dead, all right? Hell, any of you could be dead. Camden could have set off a trap looking for his parents. Sybil could have gotten sick. That little fox could have been swooped up by a hawk. The world could be nothing but the sailors and the boats that I guide. God, it feels that way nowadays. But as long as I stay here, everyone I care about is still alive. Can't you understand that? Sybil's books are in every shelf in the country. Camden found Mr. and Mrs. DeVry, and they're living happily in some little house by the shore so we can go sailing. And I don't know why they haven't written to me. But I can't know for sure if I never open that telegram. Because then maybe they will come home. I just have to keep my hopes up, right? Miracles happen every day or something, right? I know my life can't be normal again, but I don't want it to be worse. I want to be the one who decides what is and isn't real because I'm sick of the world doing it for me. And yes, pretending you're here when you're not hurts. Talking to myself hurts, but it's better than silence. It's better this way.
An old locket falls from the envelope and onto the floor.
Deán,
No.
that was my mother's.
So this is why you wanted to play pretend today? To hide from the truth.
I thought...
That if you believed your own lie, you could make it true. Well, it worked for a little while, at least.
I never meant to lie to you. I was trying to be hopeful.
You don't have to play this game anymore, Deán. There's nothing keeping you here anymore.
They're gone. You're out there looking for them and they're gone.
Now what?
Now I wait for you to realize. I wait for you to come back to me.
And how long will you wait?
As long as I have to.
Another reason to stay locked away? Just like that. Another obligation that no one will hold you
It
to?
was a stupid thing you did, Camden. A stupid, dangerous thing.
The exact kind of thing you wish you were brave enough to do.
There's still hope for us out there, Deán. We miss you.
Then come home!
Oh, just say what's on your mind, Deán.
What?
There has to be something. You're telling yourself you shouldn't because it's rude, or you don't want to hurt our feelings, but we can take it. We've been putting so much on you all day. It's only fair that you put something on us.
I don't know.
We weren't perfect.
Yes, you were. You saved me.
And then we left, and that hurt you. You have every right to be upset with us.
It can't all be your fault, can it?
Go on then, say it. At this rate, you'll never get to say it to them, so you might as well say it to us.
I never reached out to you. You hardly ever reached out to me. You disappeared just as much as I did. You sent a letter or two, sure, about how big your new room was and all the friends you were making in school. You'd forgotten about me by Christmas. You knew what you were leaving me to, right? She hit me the first night that you were gone. I couldn't sleep on my left side for a week. She did it just because she knew she could finally get away with it. And you were wrong, by the way. It never happened for me. Of course it didn't. I took your advice. I tried to make myself notice. Some of us just don't have that spark. And you, I promised I'd never leave you. And then you abandoned me. I tried so hard to be a good brother, and I failed. Because I was selfish. You were all I had left. I needed you to be happy because I was terrified I'd lose you if you weren't. And that wasn't fair. And I doubt I will ever regret anything more than that. But what else could I have done? Pulled your parents out of thin air? You're right, I was angry. I am angry. I've spent so much time
time trying to convince myself that I wasn't. It's not his fault. He's a child. He's just scared. Do you think that I wasn't scared? You scared the shit out of me!
That's it. Good.
Keep going.
Wait, no, don't go. No, I forgive you!
The stars descend, far less bright than before. A fleeting memory.
Say that this night won't go on forever. Fingers green with copper, playing soft in the light. Say that the war won't burn the wood, feet now blackened with soot on an old hardwood floor. Say that the freeze won't let the flowers weep, eyes heavy with sleep, kissed by the breeze.
And say that my babe won't grow any older, won't waste by the crossroad, won't go.
Are you my mother and father?
I believe so.
You are. You must be. I can never picture your faces, but I still remember that song. I know it's you.
Then I suppose it is.
Why did you give me up?
You'll never know.
Are you dead?
You very well could be.
Why did you ever try to find me?
Perhaps we did.
Is this my fault? All of this. I mean, it can't all be my fault, right? What do I do now?
Only you can answer that, son.
I don't want to.
You already know.
I don't want to. Wait. Can you say it again?
We love you, son.
I love you too.
Stars disappear. Scene 5. It's night.
Dreck,
What?
let's go.
Oh no, I'm not doing this with you. I'm not scared of you. You're a frail old woman in the middle of nowhere. You can't hurt me anymore. Why did you hate us all so much? I know we were loud and annoying, but we were children. Whatever happened to you? How is it our fault?
I could have been so many things once upon a time. Oh, but you know how it goes. Years pass, war begins, and bit by bit, options are taken away, snuffed out like dying stars until you become the one thing you are always destined to be in his eyes. I accepted that a long time ago, but the lot of you had quite the talent for picking at old wounds, shall we say.
Oh, I'm sure. There's a lot of pride in giving up everything for the less fortunate. God chose you to bear that burden, and like the saint you were, you obeyed.
And one does not choose to refuse a higher calling.
Well, I suppose I don't speak for all of us, but I never chose to be godless.
Oh, don't sound so righteous now, Deán. Look at where you are. You have nothing. I know it doesn't cross your mind often. You believe you made the right choice. But you must wonder what would have happened if...
What? If I had taken you up on your little offer? You really think I could? I promised myself that day that I would never be like you. Sybil taught me better.
Sybil? Never. would have yelled at that boy like that.
It's fine. I'm still working on pushing you out of my head. But we are nothing alike. Any drop of venom that finds its way onto my tongue is a fault we both share. I refuse to take any more blame for your wasted life. I was a child. I know you've known cruelty. I know you've known loneliness. But why did you foster that when you could have broken it?
To prepare you for a life that would not be kind. You know what your problem is, Deán? You are trying to fit a big, bleeding heart into a small, shriveled up world. It just doesn't fit. If it did, we wouldn't have had a war.
Peter? Peter. Oh, thank you. Oh, Peter, wait.
What is this?
It's a star. For you.
You make fun.
No, not at all, not at all. It's for you. Wait, no, Peter, wait. I've always wondered about you. You came here because of the war, right? I can't imagine what that's like to leave everything you know for a place where you don't even know what anyone's saying. Do you understand what I'm saying right now? I've been alone for a long time, Peter. When you delivered that telegram this morning, it all just hit me at once, and I don't know what to do with it. You must feel the same sometimes, don't you? If you ever need someone to listen or just to sit with you, you're welcome anytime.
Wasn't I right?
The stars and music sneak in. The light of the lantern is suddenly forebodingly bright. A buried memory.
Why did I ever defend you? Why did I listen to Sybil? You're pathetic!
Enough of this insolence, Dreck!
No, you can't make me.
Come on now. Let's get this over
It's
with.
already over. Don't make me go back.
1, 2, 3. Oh, good boy. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to St. Philomena's Home for Orphan Children. Our little ones are all ready and excited to meet you.
Hello, my name's Deán. I'm 11 years old.
Aren't you sweet?
Perhaps once you're a little more mature than that.
Hello, my name's Deán. I'm 12 years old.
You're on the skinny side, isn't he?
Have you ever worked a farm, Dale?
No.
Hi, I'm Deán. I'm 13.
Well?
Is a little plain, don't you think?
Hi, I'm Deán. I'm 14.
We were hoping for someone a little younger.
Right, I understand.
Oh, hi, I'm Deán. I'm 15.
What on earth are you still doing here?
He must be the one the sister warned us about.
Wait, what?
I'm Deán. I'm 16.
You've been here an awfully long time, haven't you? He's the oldest one here. He needs a home.
I know, dear. But we can't. Sorry.
We just don't think we're ready.
You understand, don't you?
You seem like a very good boy.
Keep your chin up.
Someday.
I'm sure someone will.
Sooner than you think.
It's nothing personal.
If we only could.
If we only could.
The stars and music abruptly go out. The only light coming from the beacon above them. Ocean. Not rough waters, just tired. So tired. Deán looks around, expecting the memories to continue. But no one is there. The ocean outside starts to fade. And suddenly, this day becomes the same as all the ones that have come before it. Silent and alone. Nothing feels like anything anymore, just as the fox warned.
I received a letter from a young couple who run a lighthouse a few towns over. They just had a new baby, so they could use an extra hand. Shall I tell them you'd be interested, or should we try again next month?
Why now?
I really couldn't say, Deán. I've done everything I can for you. Well, perhaps not everything. You really are a very good boy, Deán, so I'm going to let you in on a little secret. This is not the escape you think it is. It may seem lovely for a few months, maybe even the first few years, but it's not what you're looking for. Not really. It's not what God has planned for you.
What do I do then?
You could always stay here.
Well, I'm getting too old.
I
can't.
don't mean as an orphan, Deán. You can stay here and help me look after the little ones. You'll have your own desk and your own bed. Make yourself a pretty penny, and you will never feel powerless again.
No, I can't.
Deán, this is the kindest thing I could possibly do for you. The old headmaster before me gave me the same offer, and I'm telling you, it saved me.
You?
I know what it's like to not be picked, to be too young and then too old, not strong enough, not smart enough, God, not pretty enough, not enough. And then finally one day he showed me a path, a place where I am always needed. Haven't you wanted to be able to control something in your life?
I want to go to the Lighthouse.
Very well. I hope it's wonderful.
The stars disappear. The lantern glows.
Why are you showing me this?
You did everything you were supposed to. Just as you were told. Look where breaking the rules got you. Look where following the rules got you. It's not fair.
You know, I don't really know who I am without all of this. Without someone to need me. Without all of you.
Well, we aren't real. You said so yourself. We're just pieces of you, memories. How are we to know anything of your future? Uncertainty is frightening, yes, but it is yet to kill us. What a wonderful story that will be. To find who you are out there in a world taking a long-awaited breath of fresh air with no pirates or lighthouse to protect you. I imagine it'll feel like something, won't it?
It's not much of a world anymore. It sounds like a horror story.
The most thrilling kind. You told Peter the truth, and that's quite a place to start. You're a good man, Deán Dreck. It's time you treat yourself like one.
Who run the Lighthouse without me?
It won't be hard for them to find someone new.
Well, where would I even go? This is the only home that I've ever had.
Home was never a place, Deán. The lighthouse stopped being home as soon as he left.
It may be quieter than before, but there's a whole world out there. full of people who don't even know that you're what they're missing.
And what happens if there's another war? If it takes them away?
You are not this lighthouse, Deán.
The loneliness guts you.
Your art gathers dust in the drawers.
Your paper stars never reach the sky.
But the waves still crash onto the shore.
And another 100 sailors are guided home to their lovers and children, warm in a bed, without any worry of where they would be without your fire in the dark.
This will not stop. You will not be known.
You are everyone's sanctuary, yet you have none of your own.
It's not fair, but I promise.
Tell me, Deán, what is a star?
It's a promise that I'll never forget you.
And there are thousands upon thousands of them in the sky for all to see.
I think you've promised enough.
You're still my brother, and I love you. I'll find you.
I look forward to it.
Okay. Okay. I'm so scared.
What else could life be but one terribly wonderful horror story? But oh, it will be...
Worth it, Deán. So worth it.
Deán is alone again. That doesn't feel like a weight anymore, somehow. He can push through it. He stands at his full height, his horror story of his life in his own hands. Every single painful, special, fucked up, and beautiful part of it. It is a vast constellation within him. And he's able to see every star. Able to forgive himself for not always getting it right. Something may have been lost here, but something new can be found. With a deep, hopeful breath, Deán leaves the lighthouse. The stars get brighter and brighter until the entire lighthouse is lit from within and cannot be seen in the wake of their light. Deán doesn't look back. End of play.